How's everyone? We're going to get started shortly. Fascinating turn of events today. Fascinating turn of events. I love roster dating. I fucking love it. You never know what surprises are going to come up. How's everybody doing? Drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat. We're going to get started shortly. Drop it in the chat what your questions are. We're going to get started shortly. Hi, Laura. How are you? How's everyone? Today's one of my favorite days. It's group coaching night. We have group coaching tonight at 10 p.m. So if you're interested in becoming a Blueprint Babe, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are always the best days for joining the community because you get instant group coaching, which is always so fun. A couple weeks ago, I had one babe join the community. She got group coaching that same night. And by Thursday, she had already made up her money for the first month. Why? Because a man had sent her money to get her nails done. So first month taken care of. How you doing? I had an interesting turn of events this morning. I had a babe on my roster text me asking if I'm available today. And I'm not like a last minute kind of plan, you know. I'm not really spontaneous with people I haven't met. Let's just say that, okay? But this guy, I actually made a TikTok on him. He's my Trader Joe's guy. I think I made a TikTok on him like last week or so. Haven't met the guy yet, but he wants to meet tonight. Normally I would have said no, because I'm busy, right? I work, right? Normally during the time that I will be seeing him tonight, if he shows up, right? It's all tentative, but it's looking pretty positive. But when it comes to men, I don't hold my breath, right? Especially with first dates. You never know how they're gonna turn out. And turn out meaning like, is this man gonna show up or not? Especially because I gave him a pretty small window to spend time with me today. I said I'm only available between 7 and 9. Okay. So why did I say that? Well, because one, I don't do last minute plans. And two, that's the time that I'm available today. Because technically, normally during that time, I'm walking my dog and I'm on live. So what were we talking about? Resources, right? Women have finite resources, time, attention, validation, physical presence. So this is your focus. So where your focus goes, that attention, gets there. Normally, I like my focus to go to my business, to my work, to my Blueprint babes, to you babes in the live, right? So we will see. Okay, always a bit melancholic when my birthday comes up tomorrow. I used to feel that way, so that I understand. But you know what really changed for me? I can't really tell you what changed for me, but I used to feel that way. But I think honestly, what it is that you just have to pour into yourself a little bit more. It's so funny now because I forgot that I used to be that way. And now I'm to the point where I've learned to celebrate my birthday where people get annoyed by it because it's a little too long of a celebration. You need to celebrate yourself. There's, easier said than done. But once you raise out of those low vibes, it becomes a lot easier. But be easy with yourself. What will you guys do at 7? So don't judge me, okay? Because I do things differently than most women will, right? So this man had already offered, when he had matched with me, his like pickup line was like, oh, I'm going to Trader Joe's. What do you need to pick up? I'll get you flowers, besides flowers, right? So that was a really cute pickup line. He obviously got me. he got me with that one. So I requested what I requested. Flowers, he had already offered. I asked for green juice, avocados, and dark chocolate covered almonds. Okay. And today, because, he had already agreed to that a couple weeks ago or whenever we matched, right? And today, because I don't do last minute and I'm squeezing him in, right? I had asked him, I was like, okay, if I'm doing this, can you make sure that the flowers are just like extra big and special? So we'll see. We'll see what the man delivers if he delivers, right? I live in a big apartment complex. So what we're going to do is he's going to drop stuff off. I'm going to go walk around the complex like I normally do with Luca. We'll probably just hit up either like chill at the pool, chill at the fireplace, or we have like cornhole. I think we have, I'll have to see. I think the kids in the neighborhood have already like damaged the ping pong balls because there's like a ping pong table too. But I actually saw a neighbor when I was getting my coffee. I picked back up, right? She lives right around the corner, and she was like doing chalk on the sidewalk. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's such a great hobby. And I kind of want to ask her to borrow some chalk, because then like we can just, chill on the complex, right? A lot of women, it's not the wisest thing to do, okay? I don't advocate if you're not careful in that aspect. However, this man is going away to school. I'm not really, I'm very good at discernment. And the thing is that he's not going to know where I live in my big apartment complex. Yeah, he knows the complex, but it doesn't matter. I'm leaving anyways, okay? Leaving. So staying outside and just enjoying our time together. That is the goal, I think, right now as of it. We shall see. Full shopping cart, a big investment in this economy. Yeah, yep. And the thing is I find it really fascinating that I gave him the time frame, and he still is saying yes. So we'll see. We'll see, because most men, if they're going to be doing an investment, they're going to want a little bit more than 2 hours. We'll see. Like I said, time will tell. I told him to text me at 6 for my address because he wanted my address pretty immediately. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to give you that until you're on your way. And if he doesn't deliver, then I'm just going to be like, all right, well, that was fun, babe. Bye. Bye. Because what am I supposed to do? No. We'll see. We shall see. But it's very unlike me to do this. Very, very unlike me. Why? I don't do last minute. I really don't. That's just, I think, part of my neurodivergent brain as well. Like, I like to know what I'm doing very much ahead of time. But with this guy, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to test it, see what happens, keep it casual. Girl, I'm not even changing. I'm literally wearing what I'm wearing because it's last minute, Like, why am I going to get all dolled up for this guy? Yeah, he's investing in me, but as they should, right? And because it's just going to be really casual and chill, why would I do it up? I even thought for a moment, I was like, well, maybe I'll put on a dress and like at least do that. But I'm not in the mood for that. Okay. The dude is lucky that I even carved out 2 hours for him. Because literally, I would rather be on live with you guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Because I like dating. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I'm in a real picky bitch mood lately. I'm in a picky bitch mood, right? It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. But the system works regardless. The system works because this guy, he's coming over and delivering a real nice bag of groceries. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be so for real with you all. The reason why I said yes to this date is because I miss having flowers. My babe from I don't know, maybe like a month ago now, I had the flowers for like 3 weeks. I think it's been a week or 2 now. I haven't had fresh flowers. And I really want fresh flowers. Yeah, I could go buy that shit for myself. But if I can get a babe to do it for me, then that's more fun. That's more fun. And then I get to show you guys the pretty flowers the babe bought, right? And the beauty of roster dating is like you get to stay detached. You see what these men are going to deliver, if they actually deliver, right? Because it's no sweat off your back. Regardless, I can go buy myself flowers if I really want flowers. I can go do this stuff if I really want to. But the point of being in your feminine energy and turning on his masculine switch is what? For him to work for you. For him to do shit for you. That you are completely capable of doing as a woman. But isn't it more fun when a man does it for you? I mean, it is for me. So I posted a TikTok earlier today about men like dog walking women, right? Because it's continued from this woman that got into it with me a couple nights ago, right? And where was I going with that? There was a Karen that left a comment on that video saying, Well, I think the first standard for women is self-sufficiency. And it's like, yeah, of course, Karen. No doubt, Karen. Keep up, right? Of course, women are self-sufficient. Duh, right? But the issue is that women have become so self-sufficient that they don't know how to let a man be a man. They don't know how to receive from a man. They don't know how to allow things, right? Myself included. I'm still practicing this. I'm the creator of this. Why? Because I needed to learn all this shit. I'm not immune to it. I didn't know this off the bat. Oh, thank you so much. He's lucky that I could pencil him in. Yeah, for real. He really is, because very unlike me. He's very, very lucky. So these flowers better be fucking gorgeous is all I'm saying. What if you do the work while you're married and suddenly get called, change, and messes your marriage? What are you talking about, babe? Now things are going downhill because I'm more vocal and know what I want, but he's so used to me being, quiet and peaceful. Yeah, that's going to happen. Okay, so I'm actually updating my blueprint. We had one phase, okay? And the first iteration of the blueprint has been not just astonishing results for me, but astonishing results for my blueprint babes. You can check out the reviews. We'll go over that right now in a second, but they're also in my most recent TikTok. What I'm compiling into the blueprint is women who are already in relationship, and helping them kind of navigate that as much as possible. Because here's the thing, once you're deep into a relationship, the foundation has been set. It's solid, like concrete, okay? So when you, Lukey, good protector. Oh, you're a very good protector. Come here. Good protector. Yes, good protector. Good job. So he's used to you being a certain way. You're used to him being a certain way. Stop. Good boy. Enough. And now that you're trying to switch up on him, he's like, wait, what? Especially if you were the meek and peaceful, quiet one. Now you're causing a ruckus, okay? Now he's like, who is this person? But the issue is that with you, you've always been that person. The issue is that you've been biting your tongue this entire time. So I have a blueprint babe in my community, the lab. She specifically got into the lab because she had broken up with her boyfriend. And then in the interim, she joined it and now she's back with him. So this is part of why Blueprint 2.0 is coming out. That's one of the reasons, okay? It's going to have a little bit of updating and a lot of fat being trimmed out because the system is so sufficient and works so well that it has a lot of clunkiness in the first iteration. Because it's the first, okay? But since the babes have been able, Blueprint babes have applied it, and we're an international community here now, okay? So we're an international community of women, not just on TikTok, right, of course, but my actual community of Blueprint babes who have invested in the system. So we're an international group. We are all ages, all ethnicities, and again, all around the world. The system works. Why? Because I teach you how to sit back and receive as a woman and also how to communicate in feminine ways to get what you want, right? It's going to be a lot trickier and tougher with a man that you've already have like a solid foundation with. Is it possible? Yes. But guess what? It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. The blueprint. Okay. So the blueprint here, tap the banner below and you can choose your adventure. It's a one-time purchase of $157, or you can join my community. It is a 6-month commitment, $57 a month. You get the system, but you also get guidance. So I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Lena maybe? You probably would be best in the community because you're going to need extra guidance. So also, if you do the solo journey right now, because what you're purchasing is still the first iteration of the blueprint. I'm currently updating it, but for my current update, if you do solo, I have a code where you get $30 off. So you're going to get phase 1, but you're going to immediately get the update. So anytime a blueprint babe becomes a blueprint babe, any updates, you get it for free. And that has always been, my thought process is you've already invested in the system. Why wouldn't you get the better option? I'm not going to continue to make you pay for the same product over and over again. So once you've invested in yourself in the blueprint, you're all good. So right now, it is $157 for the one-time purchase. The code, if you are interested in the code, let me drop it down in the chat. It is BB, capital BB 30, and then you'll get $30 off. So one-time purchase with the discount, it would be, or with the code, it's $127, or you can join the community, $57 a month. The only reason I would say join the community, again, if you're already in a relationship trying to figure things out, is you're going to need the guidance. You're going to need the guidance, okay? Okay, if you do become a Blueprint Babe too, drop it in the chat because I want to make sure that I welcome you. I feel so many women learn standards more later in life. Young girls need to be taught that. Yeah. I think too, myself included. Now, when I think of myself as a younger woman and listening to older women, we didn't want to listen to them, right? Because we thought, oh, they're old, they're bitter, they're hurt, they're this, they're that, right? Instead of realizing, no, that's wisdom and lessons. That's wisdoms and lessons being given to you. And younger women can either take it and run with it or be a dum-dum, okay? I wish I had more of this information when I was younger, but I didn't grow up that way. Okay, as most women don't. That's why they're in shitty relationships, had shitty dads, have shitty brothers, have shitty men around them, okay? And then those women, right, they take themselves out of the dating pool, most of them, instead of learning how to pick and choose better. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're picking and choosing. Okay, and tired of the BS. Yep, Jordy. Tired of the BS. Because when you're vetting for men, the gems are men who, of course, invest in you. Bare bones. That's a providing man. Is it always cash, money, bills paid? No. Like my babe tonight, he's bringing over some groceries and some flowers. Investment. Okay? Not a bad investment, right? For a first date. And again, if it happens, I'm not holding my breath. This is a last minute thing. I'm not like, where's my coffee? Married to this, okay? And that's the beauty of roster dating. And it's so funny because literally I made a TikTok about this guy like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. I don't know how long we've been talking and not even really talking that, he's had my number, but we haven't been texting or anything. He seems like the type to just like make plans in text and then maybe get to know someone in person. But investment, right? Investment looks like all sorts of things, especially for a first date. What do you want for a first date? Whatever your heart desires, you start vetting for men, okay? But first and foremost, investment for a first date looks like something nice, something that costs him money, okay? Because what is he doing? He's investing in your resources, time, attention, validation, physical presence, especially for a first date. And if you're the hookup type, then it's all the way up to the cookie. I'm not that type, okay? But I don't yuck people's yum. Why? You're in different seasons of your dating life. So regardless of what season you're in, don't you want these men to be really good quality men that treat you nicely? Of course you do. Who wouldn't want that? So when you're vetting for men, phase 1 of my system, okay, this I teach, it's going to be updated, but it's still first and foremost for single women who are putting themselves out there to start attracting men. Does it work for women who are already in a relationship? Yes. Why? Because you're dealing with a man. However, you're going to take the content and apply it to one man versus all men. Okay. And actually, you're still going to apply it to all men out in your life. It's very, very interesting how it ends up working. I don't yuck people's yum. That this is laughable. Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad that you don't yuck people's yum. You can't, right? That's why it's a dating market. It's a market, an economy. And that's what I teach. And when you understand supply and demand, as a woman, phase 1, you're going to start attracting men easily with my system. First phase, right pictures, right words, you start getting men attracted, right? You start pulling men into you like a magnet. But as a magnet, you're also pulling in men that you're really not interested in. So phase 2, I'm going to teach you how to turn on his masculine switch and start vetting for, is he going to invest and how? First date. Is he making my life easier? How is he keeping me stress-free? Because if a man is already stressing you out, causing you issues, push-pull, causing resistance before date 1, why are you going on a date with him? What you're teaching him and telling him is your behavior I'm 100% okay with, and in fact, so okay with it, I'm going to continue to give you access to me. Time, attention, validation, and physical presence. And if you're in a relationship, possibly all the way up to the cookie, right? So for men, right, you're not in debt to these men. And that's the issue that most women have. They think, oh, if a man's going to invest in me, I'm in debt to him. No, baby girl. He's paying for your resources. He's paying for resources that are finite, meaning if you give him these, you're never going to get them back. In fact, if you give him these, like my potential date, 2 hours of my time, 7 to 9, okay? I could be 7 to 9 on here. I can be 7 to 9 walking my dog in peace by myself. But I'm deciding, hey, I'm going to take my resources, time, attention, validation, physical presence, and allow this man access with a date, okay? But why would I feel like I'm in debt to him? He's asking one last minute, which I never do. The only reason I'm doing it is why? He's investing. I want flowers, okay? I haven't had fresh flowers in a couple weeks, and that's my thing. Why wouldn't I just say, hey, you know what? This man wants to see me. I'm going to allow it. Why? Because it'll be fun to just meet someone, and also I want flowers, okay? Get what you want, because these men are also getting what they want. Why do you think this man texted me to see me today? He wants to see me. So, hello, if he wants to see me, what am I going to get in return? Not to see him, because I'm not texting him, hey, when can I see you? I don't want those resources. I want flowers. And because he's already offered that, I didn't even ask for them. He had offered. First message. No joke. First message, that was his pickup line on the dating app. Hey, I'm going to Trader Joe's. What do you need? And I'll pick you up some flowers, of course. Okay? Solid win. Of course, that man, I started vetting him, and he got access to my phone number. So we shall see. But when you understand that you're not in debt to these men, you start to do the most feminine thing you can do, is sit back and receive from them. It's not your job to manage his pocket. It's not your job to decipher how much money he can and cannot spend. It's your job to ensure he's at least investing. Okay? And you get to determine what level of investment is worthy of your resources. Time, attention, validation, physical presence. Because let's be real, a lot of women, most cases too, for me, I'm accepting this date. Why? It's data. It's content. I want flowers. Okay? Is this guy seem like a genuine guy? Well, he has a really nice pickup line, but honestly, we haven't been texting, so I don't know much about him. Besides, he's going back to school, okay? So we're going to see how that goes. But because he, again, is hitting me up for resources, they have to come in with something of value. For finite resources I'll never get back. Yes, of course, most women will think, oh, well, he's giving you the same thing. It's equal. No, it's not equal. Because this is a dating economy. And anything out in an economy, there's prices, right? We don't barter in an economy, do we? Some people do. But you're not bartering here. You're not exchanging the same resources for the same resources. You're in demand as a woman. A man wants your resources. You get to set the price. Okay? And the price for this guy for 2 hours, let's face it, pretty low. Pretty low. Some groceries, not even like a full, just a little snacks pretty much. Green juice, avocado, chocolate covered almonds, and some flowers. That's pretty decent investment for 2 hours, especially because we're not really like going out and doing anything. Okay? You get to pick and choose what you want as first dates. Okay? What you want. Normally, what I do is I go out on first dates. Men pick me up. They do the whole thing. Do I always get flowers first dates? Yeah, of course. Why? Because that's my standard. If a man can't do that for me, he doesn't get a date with me. Okay? And a lot of women, a lot of pick-me-shas, I don't even want to say women, a lot of pick-me-shas would be like, oh, well, that's entitlement and this and that, and you shouldn't demand, and you should just be, what did this dumb bitch once say, humbled by a man's time and attention because he's giving it to you. Girl, keep it then. Keep it. I don't want it. Because this is a market. If I want a man's time and attention, it's for a reason. And the reason is because he's investing, he's making my life easier, and he's not causing any issues, meaning dysregulating my nervous system. So when you start to become high standards, a little more cutthroat with people, you understand that there are standards. It's a bar, okay? The bar for most women is in fucking hell. And you wonder why you're dealing with all these fucking demons out there saying, well, why doesn't he do this and why doesn't he do that? Girl, I'm telling you why. You picked the wrong one. Trash that one and get another. Why? Because my system helps you do that in a very simple way. So if you're ready to become a Blueprint Babe, tap the banner. It's a one-time purchase, $157. Or you can join my community. The community is a 6-month commitment, $57 a month. You get the system, but you get me helping you apply it. So anytime that you have questions, screenshots, what do I do here? I have a date tonight. What do I do in this situation? I'm there to help guide you. In addition to that, I create extra content to support your journey. So like last week, a lot of the content that I put into our community was about staying detached, because phase 3 of my system, that's the most important phase, regardless of where you are in dating. Together, single, vetting, you're going to stay detached and observe these men's investment signals behavior over time, because that's what actually matters. Most women start talking to men with an end game in mind, right? I want marriage, I want serious, I want kids, I want all these things, and if you don't want this, get the fuck out of my face. Okay, fair. But I'm telling you, what's happening is you're probably letting go of a lot of gems. And why? Because most of these men aren't leading with wanting serious. They want your resources. And then they're going to figure out, does this woman, after spending time with you, does she fit my end goal of potentially marriage, kids, all the things? But you're going to know that. Why? Because the man's going to communicate that shit to you. And there are many. You're right. Exactly. There are so many men out there. I used to be so dumb and naive. I'm not even kidding. It's so embarrassing for me to even say this. When I was married to my high school sweetheart, once I got out of that, right before I got out of that relationship, I literally thought no other man would ever want me in this world besides him. How small-minded was that, right? And then I got into a relationship after that, committed. So I was like, okay, the data isn't showing me like I'm in demand. Do you know when I became in demand? When I got on the dating apps. Do you know when I really, really became in demand and pulling men who actually want to invest with no problem? When I applied my system. So my system, the blueprint, phase 1, I tell you what pictures and what words to put into your profile. You can use this on all dating apps. So once you have this system, apply it to as many as you like. I'm only on one right now. Why? Because clearly I'm not really interested in dating. But what I'm also interested in is collecting this data to continue to create content and to understand men in general out in the dating market. Sometimes I'll find gems, like a potential gem tonight, right? We shall see. Regardless, what I am doing is on one app, I have over, I think it's like 2,300 matches. One app, I think I've been doing that on that app for 3-4 months now. I'm in demand. But just because I'm in demand by a lot of men doesn't mean all of these men qualify to even have my resources. Time, attention, validation, physical presence, okay? And here's the thing too, like most of these men, like the guy for tonight, a past version of myself, normal me would have said, no, I don't want to see you. You didn't make plans. I know what my schedule is today and you're already disrupting it. But I want flowers. I want to have a little fun today. So I allowed myself that grace to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of going against my rules, my standards in the sense of like, let's plan something. But I need to, for me personally, live a little bit looser. Okay. And the cool thing is that when one man falls off of your roster, there's literally 10 more. Literally 10 more. So for me in my 20s thinking this one man is the only man that's going to be interested in me 20 years later and I have over 2,000 matches, okay? That's not the problem. Women, you don't have a problem pulling men. Your issue is visibility and marketing. Once you get your visibility, people can see you, okay? And your marketing with the right pictures, like anything. I teach dating in a sales, marketing, economy sense from a psychology, sociology, economic perspective. Why? Because those are the bones, the structures of our reality. You can't bend those structures too much. Why? Because you can't really break them. Okay, you can't really break psychology, sociology, and economics. Does it transfer? Does it transform a little bit as we continue to grow and modernize? Yes, of course. But the structures are in place. So you either play within the structures. You don't have to necessarily play by the rules, but you play by the structures. Why? Because then you know the game that you're playing. You have, what's the word? You have a framework to life. You have a framework. And what my system gives you is that framework to see men for who they are. Because when you don't know what you're looking for, how the framework, it's harder to navigate. It's a lot harder to navigate. I lost one with money, get a new one. Oh, so my ex-boyfriend, right? I lost one with money too. And I don't want to say I lost him. I threw him away. Why? Because he stressed me out. Okay. So yeah, he was an investor. I never drove when we were together for 6 months, and I attracted him with my system. Okay. Put the right pictures, the right words, and poof, he just appeared. Okay. He just appeared and started heavily pursuing. I vetted for him. I knew he was going to invest. Okay. We were together for 6 months. I never drove in that 6 months. I never paid for anything in that 6 months. In addition to that, he gave me $5,000 cash and bills paid. Investor. But what I also learned in that relationship is he kind of made my life easier, but he definitely stressed me the fuck out. Okay? Stressed me out. And what am I saying gems are? Not only providers who invest, but protectors. Men who make life easier and don't stress you the fuck out or scare you or put you in dysregulation. Because then that's not a protector, is it? That's the opposite. So I realized that, yeah, he fits the provider, but not so much the protector aspect. So most women, you're like, oh, I had a really nice, because we were together over the holiday season, right? We had such a great holiday season together. Yeah, he stressed me out. But if I continue to give him my resources, maybe he'll change. Does that sound familiar? Maybe he'll change. But that's why phase 3 of my system is the most important phase. Staying detached, observing investment signals over time. Because the investment signals were there, but the other 2 qualities weren't. Well, half of this one, life made easier a little bit because he was paying my bills. I didn't have to drive anywhere. I didn't pay for anything. So a little bit. But where it didn't make life easier is him stressing me out. And a lot of men do that with their bullshit. Have you noticed? So instead of continuing on in that relationship, especially with a man who doesn't want to change, refuses to take accountability, you might as well be talking to a wall because that's what you're doing. So instead of talking to a wall, trash that man and get 10 more because you can, especially with my system. So if you're ready to become a Blueprint Babe, tap the banner below. It's a one-time purchase, $157. Or you can join my community, $57 a month. It is a 6-month commitment. So you're billed at $57. You get the system, but you also get me there helping you apply it and giving you that extra guidance. Is anyone on Bumble? I'm not. I don't even know what type of pictures to post. Exactly, right? Most women don't. And that's what hinders visibility in your marketing. I've already solved that problem for you. Phase 1, and that's real simple to, okay? It's the easiest part of the blueprint. The right pictures, the right words. And if you join the community, I do profile audits. So if you want more guidance, that's what you get there. Okay, I feel like I have to make time for dating at this point. I want the money. Girl, time is money, right? Time is money for a lot of people. So you have these finite resources. And that's exactly what I'm saying when it comes to dating. Men want your finite resources, time, attention, validation, and physical presence all the way up to the cookie. Because if a man is talking to you, guess what, babe? He wants to fuck you, okay? I know it's crude, but that's just how they are. And it's not to their faults of their own. Some of them, because they can be really crude, but they're hardwired that way. They're literally here to reproduce. So if a man is interested in you, he wants these resources and he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get them. But have you noticed most men won't do shit to get them? They just expect them. That's called entitlement. Okay. But again, going back to these are finite resources. You're never going to get them back. So this man needs to invest because once you give these away, you're never going to get them back. Same way, if I go on this date tonight, if it happens from 7 to 9, he has my resources. When my resources can be here, when it normally is here, right? What went wrong with what? Thank you. You're welcome. How did he stress you out? Oh, he stressed me out. I'll tell you in a minute. Hello, how are you? Observing behavior in the beginning. Yep. Not giving it up to them in 3 months. Some people have rules like that. Yeah. But we don't yuck people's yums, right? Everybody is in a different season of their dating life. Some women will get more by not giving it up. But some women want to give it up. Why? We're actually more sexual than men are. That's where we get the majority of our pleasure. Okay. So we're not yucking people's yums. We're having strategies regardless to get providers and protectors pursuing you. But you're not going to get that man attracted to you, pursuing you if they can't see you. Okay. Phase 1, get out in the wild and on the dating apps. Phase 2, figure out, turn on his masculine switch. Figure out and vet for who's going to invest, who's going to make your life easier, who's going to keep your nervous system regulated. Those men get access to your phone number. Then you get to observe, stay detached and observe. Phase 3, observe them, behavior, investment over time, and then you get to decide who gets a date. Because you know how many men who have gotten access to my phone number who have not gotten a date? A lot. A lot. But like I said, I'm a real picky bitch over here. Real picky. Okay. I like my resources. I'm very, very, not just protective of them, but like they're mine. They're mine. And I like to use them the way I like to use them. And so should you, right? So you know that these are your resources. That's why you're never in debt to a man. That's why he has to invest. Yes, he has those same resources, but guess what? You're not asking for those resources. He has to bring them regardless because he wants yours. So that's not an equal exchange. You're in demand. Supply and demand, baby. And when you're supply and demand in an economy, when you're in demand, you set the price. Are all men going to want to pay that price? No. If this man didn't want to bring the flowers with the rest of the groceries, would he have gotten the date? No. But that's his choice. Okay? But that's what having a standard is. You hold strong on this standard, and like the men that meet that bar, they get access. The men that fall below that bar, they can stay in fucking hell with the rest of the pick-me-shas that will love them up. Let those men fuck with those pick-me-shas until they get a slap in the face. Because once you get a slap in the face with reality and how it works, men and women in dating, you stop being a pick-me-sha. Okay? I don't want the stress now. Yeah, some men, but that's why you're vetting. You're staying detached and you're vetting for the men who are going to stress you out. Okay? I put in a lesson into my community about that today. I'm not giving it to them in 3 months. That's fair, right? That is your choice, right? Right? They actually act like you're just supposed to give it up. Yeah, that's called entitlement. What are our 4 resources? Your 4 resources as a woman, they're finite, meaning you'll never get them back. Once you give them away, you will never get them back. It's your time, your attention, your validation, and your physical presence all the way up to the cookie. Okay? You're never going to get these back once you give this to a man. So when you understand that these are your resources and this is what the man wants from you, what do you want in return? Because if you want the same bullshit from him, you got a lot of work to do, and I'm glad you're here listening. Okay? You don't want the same thing from him. You want more. You want a provider and a protector. But have you noticed most men aren't that? Modern men have kind of lost that. Have you noticed? The one thing that most of them still kind of hold on to, but a lot of them fight and argue for their limitation, investment. Most men know, I need money to be with a woman. I need money to do things, date her, wine and dine her, all this stuff. Okay? They know that. So the men who don't want to invest either don't have it or don't like you enough to give you resources. But if they don't want to invest because they don't have it or don't like you enough to give you resources, why are you giving them yours? Okay? Why are you giving them yours? Because most women don't realize that these are your resources. Most women are confused by society and men in particular thinking that you have to perform. How many men have asked you, what do you bring to the table? What do you deserve? How and why do you deserve investment? Those men are flat out telling you, vet me out. Vet me out because I'm not the one. Because if they're making you perform as a woman, they don't understand that this is supply and demand. This man is there for you, which means that you are in demand. So why would you be performing for a man who wants you? That's a man fucking stressing you out. That's a man that's going to make you perform for the rest of your life if you stay with him. Do you want that? I don't think so. Most women don't. Some women love that, right? Some women love that dynamic. Let them have those men. You are going to vet the men out, and you're going to find men who are actually meant for you. They invest in you. They make your life easier. They keep your nervous system regulated. Okay? So, if you're ready for my system, tap the banner below. It's a one-time purchase of $157. I'm going to drop the code in the chat. You're going to get $30 off. So it's actually $127. You can apply it alone. You're going to get great results. I'm going to go into some of the reviews right now. If you want me there to help you apply it and give you guidance to your particular system, join the community, the lab. It's a 6-month commitment, $57 a month. And today is one of the best days to join. Why? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, we have group coaching. Okay. So any questions that you have, even before you apply the system, I'm going to be there to help navigate that for you. And then once you start applying the system, let's see the results that you're going to get. Because Blueprint Babes have gotten all sorts of results. Men who have given them money before even meeting them. They've already recouped their investment in the Blueprint. The Blueprint has already paid for itself. Why? These men have paid for things for them. Okay. So let me get this going. Should I tell the man I have a child in the beginning of us getting to know each other? No. And I'm a firm believer in this, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I studied at the University of Florida. I studied human trafficking and sex trafficking. My degree was in family, youth, and community science. I saw the very, very pretty of humanity, and I saw the deeply disgusting darkness of humanity, okay? And the only way you stay safe from that darkness is you don't tell them things that make you a target. And one of the things that predators look for are single mothers with children, okay? You already naturally have a target on your back. Not to be scared or anything. However, you just need to be more vigilant. And for me, and what I teach Blueprint Babes is communicating to men that you have children is like telling them your social security number, okay? You're going to keep that under wraps until they show you that they are worthy of that information. Okay. Okay. They need to be worthy of that information. Okay. Because most of these men, you don't know who you're dealing with, especially if you lack discernment, if you lack intuition, if you don't have a system in place, you're just allowing strangers into your life with no guardrails. Okay. With no guardrails. And the Blueprint gives you guardrails. It gives you guardrails to help you navigate in life. How to dodge the question? What to do if they ask you? One, when are they asking you? Why are they asking you? Okay? Think about that, because what I'm teaching you ladies is the same thing that they are doing to you. They're vetting you. Some men are going to want to vet women with children out really quickly. Let them. Okay, if a man starts asking you too soon if you have kids, don't answer the question. Leave it on read. Let him change the subject. Okay? Anytime someone asks you a question, you're not required to answer it unless you're being investigated by a cop or whatever, right? So, depending on when they're asking, then go from there. And I'm going to give you an example because I just made a TikTok maybe a couple weeks ago. Because for me, this is research for me. Talking to these men, creating this content for you, this has all been research because this is what I did at university, okay? It's just how my brain works. So one man, let me go back. So for this past year, I've been talking to a lot of men on dating apps, one particular, okay? I've gotten a lot of data on them, and most men are pretty similar, same way as us women. The same way men stereotype us and be like, this is a baseline of a woman, same thing with men, okay? So after talking to literally thousands of men over this last year, I formulated a baseline. So once they start asking me questions that are too soon, I pick up on it. Why? Because I've talked to a lot of them. And it is not normal for a man to ask first thing questions without even getting to know you, right? So this man, most men, okay, they start off either very sexual, they start off with niceties or flattery. That's very basic, right? The first few messages, maybe first few days, that's going to be what it is. Then they'll start asking you deeper questions, right? But this man who ended up messaging me, he goes, 2 messages. Hey, do you have kids? And to me, that's already data that's an outlier. Is it necessarily a red flag? For me, I would take that as a red flag because it's better to be safe than sorry. So him asking in the 2 first messages, can I determine if he's a PDF? No, of course not. Did I accuse him of being it and make him feel bad for asking a question like that? So off the bat, 100%. Yeah. Because that man needed to know, why are you being so intrusive asking about those questions? And now he's been checked to be like, okay, now women know if you're asking about kids, they're going to think you're a PDF. Because why are you asking about kids? Especially in the first 2 messages. Especially because the majority of the men get sexual in the first few messages, have niceties. Hey, how are you? Where are you from? Da da da. Or flattery. You're so beautiful. You're so hot. You're so gorgeous. Da 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 da. Right? They're not asking about kids. So I'm just a very, very firm believer in that. Firm believer. Say something like, I'd like to have about 2 kids. You can say something like that too. That's really smart. I've never thought about that because I don't have kids, right? I don't have kids, so I don't think about those things as much. Now that I do, with Blueprint Babes, I bring it more to my forefront. Thank you so much. But I like this, I like that adjusting, okay? Because it does communicate, hey, I want kids. Because you already have them, right? So you're answering without answering. Smart. I like that. I'm gonna take it. Hey, it's almost 6. I just wanted to check in. I guess the babe's coming. And he's like, early too. I said, text me at 6. It's 5:42. Early. How did your ex stress you out, please? His texting style, first and foremost. He wanted constant communication, and it was just like, after about like a month, maybe a month and a half of us dating, I had to put my phone on silent. The constant bing, 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 bing. And I had been single for like 7 years, okay? So me getting into a relationship with a man who clearly is used to being enmeshed, constant, it's just too much. But that's part of compatibility, right? Because for him, he clearly is used to enmeshment and constant, right? Constant. Because even when I would communicate to him, like when we were talking about long term and things like that, I told him, I'm like, I need my alone time. I need my space. I need my quiet time. And that scared him. He was like, well, I don't understand, but we're supposed to, like, I want to be with you all the time. I'm like, bro, get out of my ass, please. Too much, okay? I liked certain things about him. I didn't like a lot of things about him. I mean, he probably felt the same way about me, okay? Why did he feel the same way about me? Because clearly there was an incompatibility issue there, okay? But that's why phase 3 of my blueprint is the most important phase, because a past version of myself would have stayed longer. Okay? Hoping and praying if I gave him more resources, he would change. Girl, he's not changing. Same way you're not changing, okay? That's what it is. Not healthy enmeshment, exactly. But you're going to start knowing these things about people once you start to get to know them. spend more time with them. And I just have a very, my lens, my education, how I've just studied the world. Like, I could probably understand he probably comes from a family like that. Very enmeshed, very together, very like needing that. So of course he's gonna want that same type of pattern with his girlfriend. Okay, I'm definitely been in situationships way longer than I should have. Yep. Exactly. And here's the thing with that, babe, right? So my ex-boyfriend, not only was he stressing me out, and of course he was an investor. He did the best he could, right? He wasn't perfect for me, but he wasn't total shit either. He did a lot of shitty things though. However, like most men, right? They're men. The point being is, what was I going to say? Situationships longer. I totally messed my train of thought. I'm not good at talking to them. If you're not good at talking to them, you need practice. Phase 1, you know how you get practice? You put yourself out there, especially on dating apps. Why? Because it literally, what do you owe this person? The same way, like you and I are talking together right now, we don't owe each other anything. We're just talking. So the more practice you get talking to men, you're not going to be scared talking to them. They're actually not that scary. They can be very hypersexual, but they're actually not that scary. Some men can be, but that's why I teach you to vet for men who make your life easier and keep your nervous system regulated. Because the scary men, the unsafe men, the men who stress you out are going to dysregulate your nervous system. That's your body saying, hey, something's wrong. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, so here, if you're ready to become a Blueprint Babe, tap the banner. It is a one-time purchase. Right now, there is a discount code for the one-time purchase. Normally, it's $157. Today, it's $127. You can apply that solo. You're going to get phenomenal results. I haven't shown you reviews just yet because I've been yapping. Or you can join the community, which Tuesday is the best day to join because we have group coaching tonight at 10 p.m. Okay, so let me show you. I just recently updated my website. I used to only have 4 reviews because I hadn't gathered the rest of them. So we've definitely expanded on these on the website, but I want to show you this one most importantly. Meg actually had purchased the system alone and then later on joined the community. She says, the first time I read the plan, honestly, I thought, is that it? But the genius is in the simplicity. Using your system, I'm seeing a big increase in the number of matches. When you have more to pick from, the other ones that don't work for you are easy to dismiss. I wish all women had this. This one's one of my favorite too. Jen, first try for success. The blueprint already paid for itself. I actually looked when she purchased it. It took her 10 days. This man, it more than paid for itself. She has beautiful, long, thick, long hair, and the man paid for her hair to get done. Okay. Meg as well says it paid for itself 2 times over in 4 days for me. The second day he bought me flowers again and a Starbucks drink. Literally all because of you. You changed my life. Alexis, because not all men are going to necessarily give money, but they're going to do things, right? So the blueprint works. I started today and I'm blown away. I followed the scripts and they immediately wanted to help me with removing furniture, cleaning. Blueprint works. So happy I found you. I've tried others and this actually works. So that is some, of the Blueprint Babes, because we're an international group of women now. We're all over the world. We're all ages and we're all ethnicities. Okay. So no matter where you are in the world, your age, what you're looking for, you're going to learn to get what you want with men because it's literally as simple as turning on a light switch. So simple. Let me even show you this one. Seraphine, she's a mod in the community or on my lives here. I don't think she's made it in. It's kind of early for her. But Seraphine says, even with my ex, I use the time, attention, validation from the blueprint. And now he wants to paint my living room for me and I don't even want him. The blueprint isn't fluff. It's practical and detailed, my opinion. Okay. So what other questions do we have? Who is interested in becoming a Blueprint Babe? Drop your questions in the chat. Let me get back to this babe because I guess this is happening. Okay, I had to text the babe. I guess this is happening tonight. Very, very unusual. Again, I don't do last minute dates. He hit me up today. He's leaving town on Thursday. I wanted flowers. Okay. You know, sometimes you just gotta live life. It doesn't always have to be rules, and that's what, you know, I'm the creator of this, but I'm also like applying it. It's not even a booty call because I literally told him I can only meet him from 7 to 9. Okay. And in addition to that, he's bringing groceries. He's buying me flowers. Okay. So ain't no booty call happening. You know why? Because where are we going to fuck? He's not coming into my place. We're going to be out in the community, just walking around, having a good old time. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? I'm not there yet, especially with someone that, like, I don't know. For me, before my ex-boyfriend, I was actually celibate for 4 years. I was casually dating or like going out on dates, but I was celibate for 4 years. And then I met my ex-boyfriend. We were together for 6 months and I haven't slept around since then. Okay. I'm not necessarily looking for that per se. If it happens, I'm not going to like say no, but hold on. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see if this guy. Sometimes these guys get a little weird, you know. Now he's like asking questions that he should have been asking, and I'm like, bro, I'm not answering your questions. I'm fucking working right now. Okay. If he shows up, great, and if not, I don't give a fuck. I'll figure out to get flowers on a different day from a different babe or myself. Okay, so what other questions do we have? If you're interested in becoming a Blueprint Babe, choose your adventure. It's a one-time purchase, $157. However, today I have a discount code because we've already established our founding members who had a very, very nice entry price, but I had already communicated that price was very, very low. Very, very low. So here's the code because I'm moving from iteration 1 to Blueprint 2.0. That's what I'm currently working on. So now that we have our founding members, this next iteration, it is $157, but since we're in between, I am giving a $30 code for that, $30 off, because you're going to get the first iteration, but you're also going to get the update. And anytime you become a Blueprint Babe, if there's a 3.0, a 4.0, a 5.0, a 20.0, you're going to get it for free. You just have to invest in yourself. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. What other questions do we have? If we don't have too many more questions, I might pop off for a little bit. Cool news is that, as I said, we have our founding members. Part of this, next phase of the blueprint is I'm also expanding. So I've started here on TikTok. I've pretty much only spent my time on TikTok, but now I'm taking my content and then putting it over onto different platforms. So we're going to continue to rapidly expand because that's what happened here on TikTok. Literally, the blueprint has only been out for like 3-4 months and I'm already updating it. Why? That's what my blueprint babes are asking for. Okay. They're asking for, hey, can you do this? Hey, what about this? And the lab, my community, those are the babes that are helping me update the system. Because right now the system works super well. But now that it's been 4 months in and worldwide women are, experiencing it and getting amazing results, I know I can amplify it and do better for you. Most importantly, with the safety protocols, I'm going to be updating safety protocols. And then what I'm also going to be updating is women who get into relationship or who are already in relationship. You're going to do the same process, except instead of applying it to other men, you're going to apply it to just yourself, or just one man instead. Okay, so yes, I have talked to a few, but they are like, what? But like, you want me to buy it instead of doing it. What are you talking about? Okay. Talk to a few. They want to buy it instead of doing it. Are you talking about they're making you feel like this is sex work? Is that what you're trying to like get at? I'm not following the question. Love it. Sounds good. Yep. Okay, cool. Perfect. Thanks. We'll see. I don't know. He's now like, because again, I haven't really like talked to this guy because he hasn't been texting me trying to get to know me. He's just texted me, hey, can I see you? Are you free today? So we'll see, right? But right now he was just texting me, what are you looking for? Bruh, you got the goods and you're on the way. Why are you asking me that shit? You already know that you're leaving to school, so why the fuck do you think I'd be looking for anything else? I'm looking for flowers, bitch. Where are my flowers? That's it, honey. That's it. Okay? It is what it is. I want flowers. You want my resources. I feel like that's a fair trade. Okay? Whatever. These fucking don't piss me off, okay? These men are just a little too much sometimes, right? So out of order. But this guy, I don't want to say I didn't treat him like the rest, but I kind of didn't. I didn't have him on the same protocol. So clearly this is very messy compared to like what I'm accustomed to. And not messy in a bad way, but like spontaneous. It's a little more spontaneous than I prefer, especially for a first meeting. But you know what? It is what it is. I know too much. What do you mean you know too much? And he's leaving for school? How far away? Girl, I didn't even ask because we haven't even been talking. I'm going to ask him when he gets here. Okay? Because what else? What else? Flowers are honestly bare minimum. The man who is suitable will grow a garden. It's very true, right? But first date, if a man's not bringing you flowers, do you think he's going to grow that garden? No. And even first date, if a man does bring you that flowers, is he capable of growing that garden? You won't know until you vet, right? Because some women will just get so attached to a man because he bought her flowers. But once that's your standard, and like all men do that for you, you're like, well, duh. Too spontaneous? Yeah, it's a little bit more spontaneous, but it's for the data. I do it for the data. People say do it. What is that saying? Do it for the plot. I do it for the data. You do it for the data, honey. You do it for the data. For the plot. Yep, for the plot. I guess that's part of it too. It's for the plot. It's for the data. I haven't gone on a date in like a month anyway, so not that this is really a date. It's just more of like a hangout. We'll see. I'm not, bruh. We're going to go walk around. And normally I don't do walking dates either, but he's investing and it's last minute and I got to go walk my dog at that time anyway. So we're just going to go do what I normally do. Okay? Would I normally do this? No. However, I want flowers. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see. I'll have some content though, that's for sure. How do we get them to invest? That's such a great question. Okay. So I teach you in my system. You get them to invest, first and foremost, by turning on their masculine switch. I love your confident and helpful energy. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you. So you turn on their masculine switch. So it's not that you're getting them to do it. You're vetting to see who is doing it. Fucking hate this motherfucker. God, he's already annoying me. Where are my flowers? You're talking to. Okay. This guy, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what happened because he was just starting to, when men start blowing my phone and asking too many questions when they should have been asking this shit. Anyways, so he was just asking me, he was like, oh, well, what are you looking for? Which normally you do that. We're out of order with this guy, clearly out of order with this guy, but it's okay. We're going to figure it out. He just texted me. He's like, oh, what are you looking for? Because most men get scared of what? A woman leading with the end, right? So he wanted to make sure that like, oh, we're just going to have a cool time. Like he said fun. He's going to think it's fun, but we're going to have my type of fun. Okay. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So he was like, yeah, I'm not looking for a serious relationship because I'm going back to school. And I was like, well, no, duh. Like, hello. But because men are accustomed to women being a certain way, wanting a certain thing, leading a certain way, that's that. Okay. That's that. If they're asking if you want them to buy something. If they're asking if you want them to buy something. So let me get back to the question because this dude is, one more time. Hold on. I'll get back to your question in a second. Sorry. So investment, right? It's as simple as turning on a switch. Most of these men want to do this for you. Okay. Most of these men, you're not even going to have to ask. You may have to keep them on track because they're going to offer shit and then try to not deliver. But as long as you keep on track, you're going to get these investments. Most of these men are going to offer. So an example with my system, I had another babe a few months ago, Cash App Babe. Why do you think I call him my Cash App Babe? Well, because Cash App Babe gave me total multiple deposits totaling $500 before date one. Date one, complete gentleman, wined and dined me, picked me up, opened all my doors, bought me this beautiful orchid. I want to show off before the blooms fall. This guy I think is going to fall today, maybe tomorrow. So pretty, but then I'm just going to have a little, all right. Yeah, this guy thinks he's going to have a lot of fun tonight. He's going to have a lot of fun walking my dog. Maybe us drawing on the some chalk and doing a little bit of, what is it called? Cornhole, chilling at the pool. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. He's mad. How much is the program? So it's not a program, actually. It's a system. One-time purchase. You can do it solo. It's $157. However, I'm updating it right now, so I have a discount code for you. It's $30 off. I'll drop it in the chat. One-time purchase, so really $127. Once it updated, right, 2.0 comes out, it goes back to $157. Or you can join the community, 6-month commitment, $57 a month. You get the system, but you also get me helping you apply the system and guiding you through whatever situation you're currently going in. Okay? So phase 2 teaches you how to turn on the switch. Okay? And I give you the scripts, right? The scripts, interestingly enough, there's only a handful of scripts, right? The scripts help you determine who gets access, meaning you're going to figure out who's going to invest, who's going to make life easier, who's going to keep you stress-free. That's what phase 2 does. But phase 3 is the most important phase of the system. You stay detached and observe investment signals over time. Investment signals over time. Okay? Most important piece. Most important piece. Their male switch. Is that feeling needed to do something? Yes. Yeah. Because when a man's switch is on, it's like the lights, right? The lights are on. They're working, right? When his switch is off, conserve energy, off. So when he's conserve energy off, do you think he's doing anything for you? No. So if he's not doing anything for you, if his switch is off, what does that mean? You are doing shit for him, which means he's the girlfriend, he's the queen sitting back and letting a woman be the boyfriend. Okay? Instead, you need to turn his switch on. So what? He's working, doing shit for you, and you can just sit back and receive. That is just bare bones, very, very simply put, masculine and feminine energy. So bare bones, so simple. Think of it as the sperm and the egg. It literally goes down to our physiology. So when you are so deeply into your physiology, into your psychology as a woman, you're going to just naturally get this stuff. And if the men don't naturally give that stuff to you, guess what? You don't give them your resources. And it becomes more and more simple and be like, okay, I see this man for who he is, he's out. Okay, I see this man for who he is, he gets more. Okay, I see this man for who he is, I'm going to stay detached still and figure him out a little bit more. It's very, very simple. But the whole point of it is you making better dating choices and you being able to sit back and receive. And for most modern women, that is the hardest thing for us to do, myself included. Why do you think I've been saying no to all these men who want to invest, who want to resources, willing to invest in my resources? Because what they're offering, one, has not been enticing enough. Two, these are resources that are very valuable to me right now because what? I'm expanding my business. I'm expanding this information into different platforms where it's going to require more of my resources focusing into something that is very, very important in this world. That's more important than me going out on a date with one man. I would rather get this information out to more women. Why? So you all can have fabulous dates. Okay? So you all can have gems and then get rid of the trash. Get rid of the trash. Okay, so the discount code for the solo journey is BB30 for $30 off. So the one-time purchase is $127. As soon as I finalize phase 2, the Blueprint 2.0, it's going to go back up to $157. If you want the system plus guidance, you can join my community. It's a 6-month commitment, $57 a month. So choose your adventure. Choose your adventure. And if you do become a Blueprint babe, drop it in the chat because I want to make sure that I welcome you. Okay. Okay. All right, friends. Since we don't have too many more questions, I think I'm going to hang out for a little bit. And then maybe I'll be back before this dude shows up. We'll see. We'll see. And then for sure I'll be back later. But today, again, is the best day to become a Blueprint babe in the lab. Why? Because we have group coaching tonight at 10 p.m. So it's already a really fun day for me. I always love our group coaching nights. We have group coaching tonight and tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so have fun, ladies. I will see you later. Ciao. Hi, Luca.